What up, guys? Mad Viking here. I really should have made this morning when I got home from work or whatever, but I didn't do that, so I'm going to make it now. Better late than never. This is for Dynamite, which was moved from Wednesday to Saturday because of the NHL Finals. What is that? It's just a glare. Okay. NBA Finals, which is nobody's watching, by the way. So NXT won Wednesday night's war, baby. They did have an uptick in views, but it was like 100 and something thousand. But they had no competition. Tonight is Saturday, of course, which is going to be the special edition of Saturday Night Dynamite. There are some big things coming. There's going to be some debuts. I'm going to save that for last, so if you don't want to hear it, you can skip through it. But I'm just going to jump into it because I need to get out of the house and go walk or something. But we're going to get a 6-man grudge match between the Elite, which is Nick and Matt, and maybe it was Omega. I forgot to write that down. Versus Dark Order. Dark Order members Alex Reynolds, number 3, Alan Angels, number 5, and John Silver, number 4. I think Angels is that littler guy with the chest tattoos. We're going to get FTR versus Private Party. We're going to get the Women's Tag Team Cup Finals, which is the Nightmare Sisters versus Diamante and Ivelisse. I'll get to that in a second. We're going to get an 8-man tag team match between the Lucha Brothers, Butchers and the Blade, versus Jurassic Express and the Natural Nightmares. We're going to get Darby Allin return match. Ricky Starks is already cutting promos online, so maybe it'll be versus him, but probably not. They're obviously building towards a feud. The last time we saw Darby, of course, was when he did his skateboard spot that I've been waiting for forever, because he did that all the time on the indies, where he would super glue tacks to it. And for me, that was the receipt to Ricky Starks, because apparently the week before, when he jumped him with Brian Cage, he actually hurt him. And he was supposed to be out for a while, which he was, but apparently they let him come in the next week and do his skateboard spot on Starks, which was pretty brutal. We're going to get the continuation of the MJF and Jon Moxley saga, and the Matt Hardy, Sammy Guevara hunt will continue. So I'm just going to go through the matches on predictions, and then I'll get into who the debuts and special guests are supposed to be. 6-man grudge match, the Elite versus Dark Order. I don't know why I root for the Dark Order. They did get there was the big singles win for Lee recently. The Dark Order got a decent win in some giant match like this too. But the Elite are doing this angle where they haven't won anything. The books are, how can they be the world's greatest tag team when they haven't won a championship and they lose all the time? So it has that hit my brain with the reminder. I'll pick the Elite on this one. I mean, they feature Reynolds and Silver quite a lot, but on being the Elite, but I mean, they are jobbers. So yeah, like I said, the Elite over the Dark Order. FTR over Private Party, which should be a great match, but Private Party, Private Party's losing to FTR. The Women's Tag Team Cup Finals, I could see go in different directions here, because this partnership, welcome to the show, Kat, for the 18th time in a row. Come on, move. For the Women's Tag Team Cup Finals, which is obviously leading to the Nightmare Sisters breaking up and having a grudge match at some point. They were going to do this angle real early when Allie first started following around QT Marshall. But obviously, somebody saw something in it for Brandy to do. So now all of a sudden they're a top tag team. But will that happen tonight? I don't know. Diamante and Ivelisse, in anybody's eyes, you would assume go over these two. But I don't know if it's going to happen or not. If they do lose the Nightmare Sisters, that's what I see happening. Maybe this will be finally their breakup. So maybe, yeah, that's what we'll go with. I'll go with Diamante and Ivelisse. The 8-man tag, Lucha Bros, Butcher Blade versus Jurassic Express, Natural Nightmares. For some reason, I just see somebody on the Natural Nightmares team, namely QT Marshall, taking the pin. So I would assume they're going to lose. So Lucha Brothers and Butcher and Blade are successful here. Darby Allin returns. Whoever he's wrestling, he's not losing to. The MJF, we don't really know what that is. We're with Matt. It'll just be segments, I'm sure. All right, for the debuts here, you don't want to know who's going to be on this show as surprises. Here's your chance to cut the video. Come on, cat. I know. If you saw my news report, wrestling news report, I don't know, a couple weeks back, I reported that Thunder Rosa challenged Shida Hikara, or Hikara Shida, there you go, that's her name, for a shot at the women's title. And of course, Rosa is the NWA Power Women's Champion. And I guess somebody took a liking to this because she's coming. She's going to be on the show. Obviously, they're not going to wrestle tonight, but she'll show up. And the other surprise debut is supposed to be Luke Harper potentially coming and joining the Dark Order. And I do kind of like this. I think everybody kind of saw it coming, but not really because it's Luke Harper, and Luke Harper isn't... Or Eric Rowan. Eric Rowan. Whatever his new name is going to be. I'm saying the wrong name. Eric Rowan. He was the lesser of the Wyatt family, but it didn't mean he sucked. It just mean he was the bottom feeder. But this could work out well. I said it in a few videos for Wrestling News or whatever when I was discussing the Dark Order. I said all along, it's great they have all these guys, but they don't have a menacer. They don't have an enforcer. They don't have a heavy. Eric Rowan could be the heavy. Am I still saying his name? Yeah, I'm saying his name right. Eric Rowan would be their heavy. Now, granted, if they put the damn mask on him, he needs to wear the damn mask. I hate when I see Reynolds and Silver always carrying around their mask. The whole thing with Dark Order was when you joined the group, you put on the mask, you became anonymous, you became one of the Dark Order. So if Rowan is the enforcer, I think that's a good thing. But this group can't turn into the flock, so to speak. Groups like that where there's 15 members and one guy can come out and beat up all 15 members. It just looks dumb. They do seem to book Dark Order fairly well. What was the match a few shows ago where they were blocking the ramp, keeping the Bucks from coming back out? You know, they were just stuff like that. They don't just sit there and get their asses handed to them, which is good, and that's how they need to be booked. So I'm interested to see how this goes. There was just this thing how WWE was in good standing with Eric Rowan. Like, they know he's going, but they don't want him to go. But now all of a sudden, you know, hey, buddy, you can come back. That's what I just think is so sleazy about WWE. If AEW had no interest in Eric Rowan, WWE was going to have no interest in Eric Rowan. Just like, who was it? Matt Riddle. They let Matt Riddle rot and evolve for 3 years, never signed his ass, had no interest in signing him, but the minute in New Japan Pro Wrestling and offered him a contract, said, hey, buddy, when I come to Japan, all of a sudden he's in NXT. So anyways, those are the debuts. I can't see anything else going on tonight. It sounds like a crazy show. They're going balls out for this show, for the Saturday show. So if I were you, I wouldn't miss it because they're going to have a lot of special stuff going on. And I do want to say, what is it, this next Thursday? I was one of the lucky few who got tickets to AEW Dynamite when they're bringing fans in. Now, if you watch the last few weeks' shows, they are having outsiders. They've had outsiders at these shows for months, but I think they were friends and family and whatever. But at the last shows, you could see kids and families and stuff like that. But apparently, I'm not even going to tell you the effort I put into getting these tickets, because I think a lot of the people I see at these wrestling shows locally, they were all going for tickets, and I think I'm the only one who got them out of the group. But I ain't going to tell you the effort I had to put in to get them, because if they release tickets to fans next week too, or the week after that, I want to get tickets again, because I'm bored. ACW is going to start back up here in September, so I will have that weekly show. But I'm stoked. I am going to AEW next week. I'm in the front row section of whatever section I'm in. It's not front row because first section is not sold to fans. They moved them back about 3 shows ago. I don't know why, because they still kept them 15 feet or so away from the ring in those sections. So why can't anybody sit in the section 1? And they're not letting fans in the orchestra pit around the ring. But, hey, I can't complain because I'm going to see AEW. I was supposed to go to a Fight for the Fallen last year, but I got into a car accident, and it didn't happen. And I've been dying to go to a show for quite some time, and then COVID hit. I was hoping they were going to have a Mania show, but they were one of the only wrestling companies, I think, that didn't have a Mania show. Scheduled anyway. The Bucks were rumored to show up at the Impact show that I had tickets to, which I'm still mad. That Impact show, and if you don't know about the Ring of Honor show, those were going to be loaded shows. Can't miss shows. And of course, they got canceled. But anyways, I'm going to stop ranting. Watch AEW tonight. It's going to be special. I don't even know what's on TV tonight. There really isn't anything good on for TV-wise. So, I mean, watch AEW. So anyways, guys, that is it. Hit like, subscribe. There's the like button. There's the notification bell so you don't miss any future content from the channel. I have another wrestling event coming up in 2 weeks, and I will talk about that at a later time. It's just a big show. There are some big names on it, and I will discuss that later. I will say this, EC3 is going to be there. So I have tickets to that. The show was sold out, but I talked to the guy online, and he scored me some tickets. So it's not even remotely close to my house, so I hope we get there in enough time to where we can at least fight for decent seats. I've never been to this location, and so this is a good whatever eye-opener for me to get a feel of the event site for future possible, ticket purchases. So like I said, I'll talk about that at a later date. Leave a comment, tell me what you think about tonight. Who do you think's going to win in these matches? And are you excited for these arrivals? I'm excited for Thunder Rosa because I like Thunder Rosa. One, I think she's hot as shit, and she's a very talented wrestler. I loved her in Ring of Honor. I haven't really seen any of the NWA stuff. I've watched some stuff, but I haven't watched... They haven't been putting out new stuff, I think, until recently. So I'm stoked for that. Tonight will be a good AEW show. But anyways, that is it, guys. I'm not going to talk any longer. Mad Viking out. Hit like, leave a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you in the next video.